I'll answer your questions for you guys.
Front row right, Austin. Through 3 games, he's supposed to get at least half a sack. How is he rated out for you guys? Still having an impact on the game?
Oh, there's a lot of people occupying him right now, and you'd have to ask Coach John. I don't want to give you some information that I don't know. I know he's playing very hard. I think he's graded a champion most of the time. You said he's had what?
Got half a sack, and one was negated by penalty.
Is that right? I think he's playing his tail off, and that's something I'd ask Coach Johnson, Coach Fickle, exactly what's going on. Because I watch it, but I don't study it. I know I see a lot of times there's a back and a lineman assigned to him.
Is that number that I threw out, does that surprise you at all?
It does, yeah. I don't really worry about that stuff, but
Far left, Matt.
Wondering, how does the coach change all this? He's starting to get big.
well, it changes big time. It's, I mean, we try to, obviously, the job's to try to win every game you play, but we're all here for a reason. That's compete for championships in November, and it's starting right now. So, I mean, does that mean you go out on a Tuesday or Wednesday and practice a little harder? I don't know. I mean, I don't. It's just, it's Big Ten season, so.
Front, third row right, Andy.
Coach, I've noticed a lot of different packages offensively that you're coming in and out of games. Is this something that you're kind of trying to work on still as far as cohesion is concerned, or is this something?
No, it's just the skill set of Dontre Wilson, of Curtis Samuel, of Braxton Miller. It's just they're a little bit unique in what they can do and what we want them to do, and so that's. Last week was the best flow we had of that. So there was a little awkward a few times where who's at what position, and that's just, like I said, it's a good problem to have. You have very talented players. You're trying to fit them in to get the ball in their hands a little bit.
Front row middle, Dave.
Coach, there was a report that Jalen Marshall switching numbers. Is that something he had to earn, switching the numbers?
Yeah, that's between him and his position coach, and obviously Coach Mick has to prove it. The academic people have to prove it, and I guess he wanted it for a while, but you don't get anything unless you do what you're supposed to do all the time. And he's really have some good momentum right now.
How's he played through 3 games?
Really good, and more importantly, how's he taking care of his business on and off the field is outstanding, like we expect. So that's when you start seeing things like that happen. There's some good stuff going on.
Front row, Ken.
Yeah, Irvin, when you look at their defense, what jumps out at you about them? Obviously, they gave y'all some problems here last year in your own stadium and stuff, but just what jumps out about the way they play?
Well, they've changed their style of defense a little bit. They were 3-4 and a lot of pressures in the first game, and then they're more 4-3 based like Michigan State, like our defense the last 3 games. So we're preparing for that, but also we have to be prepared for the other stuff. So very fundamentally sound. First game they gave up a lot of yards, and maybe they did. I think they had Wake Forest. Wake Forest started throwing the ball all over the place near the end on them. They had that game under control.
Hey, and the other thing,
Their best players are the defensive line.
and one of those guys is missing this week.
I just saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good player, by the way.
Yeah. Curtis Samuel, does he deserve more touches? I mean, as you look at him,
Yes.
you see a guy, buddy, what is it that you see?
I see a guy that's dynamic and a guy that does deserve more touches. Dontre Wilson deserves more touches. Zeke probably needs a few more, and then that kid Braxton Miller deserves a few more. If you guys got ideas, just put them on a note, give them to Jerry. But the answer, no, I mean, he does.
Back row, Clay.
I recall you being real complimentary of Kevin Wilson after that 2012
Yeah.
game. How tough is it to win at a place like Indiana, and how are they doing?
Well, if I remember back then, I can't remember if they, what their record was, and it wasn't I would anticipate this could be, they're 4-0. They've got a lot of juice right now, and I do have a lot of respect for Kevin. How tough is it to win at Indiana, like for us to go win at there? Is that what you mean?
Be the head coach there and try to
Oh, I don't know that. I was here in 1986 and 87, one of the finest coaches I've ever witnessed, and he's a Buckeye too, Mallory, and they beat the Buckeyes in the home stadium here. I want to say it was 1987. Really good football team. So you can win there, obviously.
Second right, Kevin?
Coach Meyer, where's the Big Ten at right now? As you guys head into conference play, do you think the conference is having an up year?
I have no idea. I think, yeah, having a great year. But I'm not saying that with any knowledge. I'm saying that because I'm in the Big Ten. Yeah, having a fantastic year. And I have not watched anything.
Second row left, Ari.
When you talked a lot about, a minute ago, about wanting to get touches to a lot of this guy, Braxton is somebody who, had a very good game in the opener, and then you got some against Wildcat. And when you go back and look on film, how do you guys analyze the way things have gone with the Wildcat, and are you still trying to diversify ways to get him the ball?
Still trying, and it's certainly, a missed block here, a missed block, there, and, how do I evaluate it? We can do better. Obviously, in the first game, I evaluated pretty good. When he did that spin move and took it 60 yards, we did a really good job as coaches. Taught him to spin when two guys come at you, spin behind them. And we have not done as well. We haven't had the hits that we need. We gotta block better for him too.
And last question, front row, Bill.
One more about Braxton. Have you kind of assessed his state of mind as he's trying to adjust and obviously had this good start, then it's not going to hold up the last two games? How is he?
Well, that's the receiver positions, it's not quarterback. He's not touching the ball every down, and we're fighting. That's the good thing about this offense. There's ways of doing that. We can do better, and we will do better. But I think he's fine. I'm not panicking, and he's learning the game. He's learning how to be a perimeter blocker for the first time in his life. You can't play receiver here and not be great at it. If you're not great at it, you don't play. Dontre ran into that early in his career here. He just could not go out and block. And then how do you run an offense? By the way, we have two receivers that can't block. You got to get rid of those receivers and get guys in there that block well. So and that's the transition he's going through the whole, and it takes time, and that's, I think he's ahead of schedule, to be honest with you.
When you look at, I know you're an offensive coach, but when you look at Indiana's offense, what concerns you?
I watched them a lot today. I think they have a very good offensive line, and the back's a very good. He's a different runner than the kid last year. I thought was outstanding, the first rounder. Was he a first rounder? Oh, third round. I thought he was outstanding. This guy's a little different style runner, but he's got a lot of yards. I think he's leading the Big Ten in rushing. Quarterback's very accurate, and they play the numbers game with you. If you load the box or throw screens, get the ball out fast. So I love their style of offense.
Did y'all look at him at all? Did he make an inquiry, the kid from UAB? You talking about the running back?
No.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.